What's up, YouTube? Today, we're going to be talking about the things that I love about this car. That's right. It's a video that everybody gets to do on every car throw. There are quite a few things that I love about this car, but first, we're going to go with this honking V8 LT4 supercharged 650 freaking horsepower engine that's in this car. Amazing engine. As far as replacing the LSA, I think Chevrolet did a great job. Upping the horsepower, great drivability. The engine itself doesn't really give a whole lot of issues other than some oil pump issues on a few build dates in a certain year model. But other than that, it's a great engine. Power delivery comes on nice and strong. It's really smooth. And I think they did a fantastic job with this. It really gives you a kick in the pants when you bald eagles fly out the back of your tailpipes. Yeah, baby! Next up, we're going to talk about this factory exhaust. Chevrolet did a great job on the factory exhaust on these ZL1s, and even the SS really sounds good. But when you have the dual mode active exhaust in track mode, sounds awesome. Next thing on my list of things that I love about this car is going to be the exterior styling of the car. Very aggressive. Just on the front end. When you see this thing coming in your rear view mirror, I mean, that's the thing that scares little children right there. Look at the front of this car. I mean, they did a great job in the design department designing what the front end of this car was going to look like. Everything really fits together, even with the hood scoop inlay there, the way the headlights are designed, and even when the running lights come on this car, it makes it look so freaking sinister. Ugh. When you see this thing coming up in your rear view mirror, it screams, "Get the F out of my way." With the ZL1s, these rocker panels, they really did a great job. And the side profile of this gen Camaro, I don't know, I've never really liked Camaros, but I started liking them with this generation of Camaro. And I guess part of exterior styling, these wheels, the factory wheel option on the ZL1 is awesome. I really like these wheels. Generally Chevrolet in the past hasn't really put good factory wheels on most cars, in my opinion, but these really look good. And I like the design of them, and the color of them really matches any color of ZL1 that you have. So great job with that too, Chevrolet. The thing on my list is going to be the fact that they put a 305 tire on the back of these cars. Now, they could have cheaped out on the ZL1, and they could have put, I don't know, 285, 275, and the car would have really suffered because of it. You know, that's what Dodge did with the Scat Packs. You got a almost 500 horsepower car with some 245s on it from the factory. My wife's Ford Fusion has 225s on it. So what does that tell you? How in the world is a car that has 200 horsepower gonna have damn near the same size as a car that's got almost 500 horsepower? Doesn't make any sense. They kind of upped the game a little bit when they got the 275s and put those on as a performance package for the Scat Packs. But then again, the Hellcat only had a 275 and it's got 707 horsepower. It doesn't make any sense, Dodge. But Chevrolet upped the game a little bit on these cars and put 305s in the rear. Now, I really wish I did a 315, but hell, 305 is really good on this car. I really get fairly decent traction. So I really appreciate the tire that they put on this car. Now, these things kind of suck when it's cold, but they're not horrible like what a lot of people are saying they are. So maybe I just don't push the car as hard as what they do. Next, I want to kind of talk about the adjustable exhaust modes. I really love it. I love that they actually stay when you change them. So in other words, like, they make a real difference first. Unlike on my Charger, I mean, the active exhaust, I mean, I don't know what it does, but it didn't really do much in my opinion. And you couldn't change exhaust modes. And in other vehicle manufacturers, you might have a track, sport, or whatever, but when you turn the car off and crank it back up, it's going to go right back into a default touring mode. This car does not do that. If you set this thing in track mode, it will crank up in track mode every time. And it'll stay. You can go into the engine management systems in the computer system in the car in the dash and set it to default to track mode all the time, or sport mode, or silent mode exhaust. If you want to change it into silent mode exhaust, so let's say you're going to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you daily drive this thing and you don't want it to be loud. The silent mode exhaust is pretty damn quiet. It's almost like a earlier factory Mustang exhaust note. It's not almost non-existent. So if you wanted it to crank up like that, you could set it to that and it would start up. It wouldn't default back to some touring mode or something like that. And if you like it always loud, set it to track mode. So I'll go ahead, for you guys that don't know the differences between the exhaust, crank it up and cycle through the modes. I'll crank it up in silent mode first. I'm in the car and I want to talk about the job that Chevrolet did on the traction control system. That's the next thing that I love about this car, is the efficiency of the traction control system. Now, some people don't like it. Some people say that it's too dumbed down. And yeah, in the lower RPMs, it kind of is, but it allows you to push the car in ways that you wouldn't really be able to with the power it has if they didn't have the advanced traction control system that it has. Now, everybody knows you can hit this mode button right here and cycle through and go track, touring, sport, track, snow and ice, and they actually make a difference. And if you go into your computer screen and right there on driving modes, click on driving modes, and that's how you can do engine sound management, stuff like that, and you can actually set it to auto mode selector, so that way when you select your different modes here, that it'll change the exhaust note too. But I have mine in track all the time, as most people that have this car does, and they just change it by the mode selector here on the dash for engine sound management. So another cool thing about the traction control that you may or may not know, when you're here in track mode, you have to make sure that you're in track mode, and then you can actually take and your traction control off button here, tap it twice, and that puts it into this performance traction, and you can go into different performance modes. And each one of these changes the traction control a little bit. My favorite one is probably Sport 2. If I put it in one of these modes while I'm driving and kind of getting on it here and there, it will be in Sport 2. So the way that they change these, when you're on a track, it changes how you drive on the track and how traction control and the rear end itself responds to throttle input and stuff like that. So it's very advanced traction control. Chevrolet did a great job on it. They gave you a lot of features, including with line lock and also launch control. You can experiment with those different traction modes and launch control. I went to the track and actually used the Sport 2 launch control and up my slip way up, so it's not trying to keep me from slipping as much, and it actually launches pretty well. It doesn't bog as much as what a lot of people are saying. So great job on traction controls. One of my favorite things about this car. We're going to talk about here that I love about this car is going to be the heads-up display. I love this. I did not think I would like it. I didn't think it would make a difference. I really did not care about having it. But now that I have it, I would like for it to never go away. I mean, I look at this for speed and RPM, and you can change it to different things that you want to see, different info. You can have just the miles per hour. You can have your miles per hour and then, you know, whatever radio you're listening to, your north or directional arrow, or this that has the RPM, G-force, and miles per hour. And this is the one that gives me the most information. So this is the one that I love keeping it on. So great job, Chevrolet, including this in the car. For the last thing that I'm gonna have on this list, or I'm gonna be here all day making this video, is these Recaro seats that are leather and suede or Alcantara, and they're heated and cooled. They actually, and they're power seats too. So they're power seats, they're heated, and they're cooled Recaros. And a lot of cars that you get in, like let's say a Mustang, for example, you get Recaro seats, yeah, you can get them leather, but they're gonna be manual adjust and you lose your heated and cooled seat function. Well, I mean, if I'm paying all this money for a car, and other manufacturers have heated and cooled Recaros, why can't they have heated cooled Recaros as well? I love that Chevrolet went out of their way and made sure that when you, I mean, all these cars come with these Recaro seats, and made sure that you get heated and cooled seats and they're power adjustable. That actually, I mean, it makes it feel like a more luxury car because of that fact. You have freaking racing seats that are heated and cooled and they're power adjustable. No manual seats in this biatch. Bam. I love it. Love it. And with the easy exit feature, when you get out of the car, slides the seat all the way back, you go into your dash, turn the easy exit on, slides the seat back as soon as you open the door. And the secret to these, a lot of people have trouble. If you guys want to see a video on exactly how to set these, they're a little different, and the way they operate's different than anybody else that I've come in contact with. Chevrolet does it totally different on how you set these switches up and how you operate them. But once you get them set, it's great. You crank the car up, it moves it exactly to your seating position and moves you up. Works perfect every time. Love these seats. They're comfortable. For a racing seat, they're very comfortable. They're leather wrapped. They have the Alcantara suede that kind of holds you in the seat. They're power adjustable, and they're heated and cooled. Awesome job, Chevrolet. Love them. All right, so that's going to be the last thing on my list of loves for the car. I'm really enjoying driving this. This is my first Chevrolet vehicle. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I want to be coming with some things that I dislike about the car. There are a few. I mean, you can't buy any vehicle that doesn't have some stuff that you're not going to like about it. It just is what it is. So that video will be coming up soon in case you're interested in that. There are a few things you might be surprised by. A couple of them, some of them are normal things that a lot of people dislike about the car. Thanks for watching. There's going to be more videos to come. I appreciate everyone's support that still watch my videos. You share the videos. I keep getting comments and messages on my Facebook page of how all my previous videos, even stuff all the way back to the Mustang days, have really helped people out when they're doing modifications. And that's really why I try to make this channel work and why I do most of the videos that I do. is to try to help people that don't feel like they can do these things in their garage, help make them feel like they can really do them. And they can. It's not that difficult for some of the stuff to do. I try to be as detailed as possible in my videos, as most of you people have been subscribed for a while know. So thanks everybody for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit that bell notification, that way that you'll actually get notified when I post new videos. Like and share these bad boys. Thanks everybody.